We count more homicides than high school graduates, and that's a statistic. A school system that doesn't care if your kids pass or fail, lack of knowledge, no education, means our kids can end up in jail.
I don't want him to end up like his brothers who are statistics to Baltimore.
Patrice Lovett is a mother of 6. She has 2 sons in jail and is desperately trying to keep her teenage son on the right track.
Mother of 6, ain't say nothing about no husband, ain't say nothing about no man, ain't say nothing about no father, got 2 kids in prison already, 2 men, and now worrying about the son. Now you worrying about the son. Now you worrying about... Child, y'all, I'm sorry. It just doesn't make any daggone sense. It doesn't make any sense. So we're supposed to just ignore this, right? Because I'm sure she's a good mama. I'm sure, child. I have no doubt whatsoever. You telling me that she don't know where she live? I know where I live. I know what go on here. Let it start getting crazy. I'm the F up out, okay? So you don't know where you live? And where you live, you ended up having 6 kids? 6. Okay. All right.
I started having problems with him staying out late, coming in and out. And I was like, because there's no school.
The school shutdown due to the COVID-19 pandemic caused more than just an academic decline in some kids.
Trying to tell my son, you don't want to go that road, It's not the road you want to go.
But telling him you don't want to go that road. You don't want to go that road. Oh, okay. Maybe if had a father there to collar his ass up ever so often, maybe this wouldn't be an issue. What could she possibly do? He wanted to stay out. He wanted to go out. What's she gonna do? What's she gonna do? After a while, these gentlemen, these young men, these boys, males, grow up and they go through growth spurts at 14, 15. They be taller and bigger than their mamas. And then what you gonna do? I mean, you go run down to the BLM protest and grab them up and slap them a couple of times. You could do that. But a lot of times, let's not act like they won't go ahead and slap you back enough of the time, because it's more important because they identifying with what's going on out there. And she quickly said, I'm telling you, y'all, we're going to hear it's COVID's fault for the rest of our lives and beyond. Listen to me when I tell you, okay?
But the pathway to prison may have already been paved. Patrice's 17-year-old son was arrested over the Christmas holiday, charged as an adult with armed robbery and assault. After spending several days in jail, he's now home on detention with an ankle monitor. Before the pandemic hit, her son was a senior, earning good grades, on track to graduate. Now, his future is not as bright. City schools' graduation rate is at a 6-year low. Experts say students that don't have an education that prepares them for employment often turn to the streets.
We know this, right? We know this, right? Prison to pipe, what is it? Pipeline to prison or something like that? What did we think that it was going to be here in Baltimore? They said, what did he just say? Decreasing. Nobody is graduating and not learning anything. The school is not going to teach you anything. We saw a video with a young man who was on track to be the top graduate with a .013 grade point average. Thank you, hon. School to prison pipeline. How are you at the top of anything with 0.013 as a grade point average? And then the mother on TV talking about, it's not fair. The school failed him. That type of mentality. I mean, I know this is, in my opinion, a totally, completely different type of persons. I would call it that. A totally different type of people. And they okay with it. Hopefully I guess they keep hope alive, hoping that they won't fall into the trap. Black young men cannot read, cannot comprehend, around a bunch of people that don't mean them well, get involved with the drug game, running. They use the young people because they typically won't go to prison. He already doing armed robbery. Come on now. Come on now.
The school system cannot find students who are supposed to be in the school during the day, then the criminal justice system is probably going to be somehow linked to finding those students either before they commit a crime or immediately afterwards.
They look to the streets because they feel like they have no other way to go.
Some of the students who are not being educated now will be some of the students we'll be attending funerals for later on.
You don't have to tell that to this Baltimore mother. She knows what happens when the education system fails.
I have.
Oh, it's the education system that's failing. Listen, I'm not going to act like they're doing great jobs in any of these schools because they just push us forward, okay? They will push young Black kids forward, especially Black males, when you ain't doing nothing. So if your parent is not parenting you and paying attention and watching your schoolwork and going to the school parent-teacher conferences or helping with anything additional, it's just you're going to completely depend on the school. Do we not think that's a problem? It's a problem. It's a problem. And then when something, God forbid happens, it's the school's fault. Like, they play a part. Let's not get it twisted. But this is a part of parenting. This is what I'm trying to get people to understand, why they out here having kids that they know daggone well are just ornamental and they don't really want them. You can't be somebody's parent and then turn around talking about you got to do hot girl summer. That's not, if your kid ain't your priority, then what you having a kid for? If you want to go ahead and do what you want to do, then don't have no children. Don't. But this is another single mother, but we got it going on. I own a business. Yada, yada, yada.
3 deceased baby fathers, all of them gone.
She's hoping to break the cycle, that her children will make it out of the grips of the city with their lives.
I don't want to bury my children in the streets of Baltimore. I don't want them killed in the streets of Baltimore.
Being born in Baltimore, it's like being raised in a city with no hope. You can be robbed of your dreams as a kid just walking out your front door. These kids have gifts that are snatched away before they have the opportunity to manifest it. Growing up in Baltimore, a lot of kids don't make it.